Well, hello there. Welcome to the best leadership podcast ever. I'm Jeff Matlow. That's Twiggy. And we're so happy to see you, even though half of us are sleeping. Let's get into it, shall we? I got important things to say. I don't trust people who like pulp in their orange juice. Sure, you can say I'm judgmental. I try not to be, but I draw the line at pulp. I've got a theory about pulp. Let me tell you it. My theory is that one day at the juice factory, the operations managers were trying to figure out how to get rid of the excess waste from juice making. While they were talking about it, some sassy marketing coordinator walked by and jokingly said,
"You should make people drink it."
Yada, yada, yada. And the next thing we know, the juice companies are selling their waste in the grocery store for us to drink. As I've grown older and began to better understand the habits of successful leaders, my confusion about pulp has actually increased. I'll get to that in a minute. First, let me explain to you my 3 problems with pulp. My first problem is that it's inconsistent. Every sip you take is a different experience than the previous. It could be smooth, it could be chunky. In fact, it could start out smooth and then, shazam, it suddenly morphs into chunky. I ask you, is that a good way to live your life? No, it isn't. My second problem with pulp is that it's confusing. Pulp is chewy, but juice isn't meant for chewing, it's meant for drinking. Juice is supposed to be juicy, it's right there in the name. I like to have a clear line between what I eat and what I drink. Few things blur the eating-drinking line more than pulp. And my third problem is that pulp is a bottleneck. Pulp clogs the straw. It creates a bottleneck in my drinking experience. The straw works well for about 2 sips, and then nothing. It's suck all you want. Your efforts are futile. It's simply backlogged. Oh, and if you try to bypass the straw and drink straight from the glass, it eventually backfires on you and turns into a complete mess. So do you understand where I'm coming from now? Because I don't think you do. Let me help you. I'm going to make the connection to your life. If Twiggy stops growling. A pulp-like leadership style is a problem. Period. End of juice. Let's harken back to the issues about pulp that I outlined above. It's inconsistent, it's confusing, and it's a bottleneck. Those are 3 phrases you definitely do not want mentioned in your job review. They're bad for juice, and they're bad for business. Here's why. First, it's inconsistent. People in general don't like surprises, except for surprise parties and surprise gifts. But that's not what I'm talking about, and you know that, so stop trying to distract me. People don't like surprises that are bad or confusing. They tend to throw people into a tizzy. And when people are in a tizzy, they aren't happy or productive. The goal of a leader is to create a culture that is productive with happy employees. You want to avoid tizzies. Studies have shown that inconsistent behavior in the workplace decreases employee productivity. Consistent behavior, on the other hand, increases productivity. Consistent is good. A recent report by Kincentric found that employees are more engaged and more productive when they have higher levels of trust. And what creates a high level of trust? Consistent behavior. Here's what has consistent behavior: a good leader. Here's what doesn't: pulp in orange juice. Number 2, it's confusing. 86% of employees say that poor communication is the main cause of failures in the workplace. Poor communication impacts trust, productivity, and overall work satisfaction. In my role as an executive coach, I speak with hundreds of leaders, maybe even thousands. I lost count. One of the most difficult challenges for leaders to overcome is a failure to communicate effectively. You'd be surprised at how many leaders create confusion in trying to explain their point, whatever that point may be. Suffice to say, a leader's poor communication causes confusion, just like drinking juice with pulp. And number 3, it's a bottleneck. The biggest challenge with many entrepreneurial leaders is their tendency to be a bottleneck for productivity. I see this time and time again. Leaders often feel like they need to make all the decisions. They believe that they are the only ones who can effectively make the correct choices to grow the business. That can actually work right up to the point where the leader has at least 30 people working for them. Then they become the bottleneck. People get frustrated when there's a bottleneck, especially when it's the leader who's the one bottlenecking. As with the juice, pulp, straw dilemma, when there's a bottleneck at work, some people will try to avoid the bottleneck by bypassing the leader. You may think that's a good idea at the time. However, more times than not, those efforts backfire and become a pulp-filled mess in the end. Yeah. I bet that you're the person who loves pulp in their juice. You're probably annoyed with me right now, aren't you? How about we make a deal? I'll be open-minded about your drink choices if you're open-minded about my leadership advice. And my leadership advice is pretty simple. Go pulp-free. There are 3 ways to do it. First, be consistent in what you do and how you lead. Second, strive for clarity and transparency in all of your communication. And third, recognize when there is a bottleneck and be open to the fact that the bottleneck could be you. You have to clear that bottleneck to build a productive culture and a happy workforce. So next time you're sipping on your breakfast juice, think of me. And then think of you. And then stop thinking of both of us before you spill orange juice all over yourself and embarrass everybody. Just don't be a pulpy leader, okay? Do we have a deal? Thank you for listening to the best leadership podcast ever. Great to talk to you. Please click subscribe. Click the like button if you like this, and maybe leave a comment. Talk to you next time.